What up? Welcome to the Words with Wade podcast, episode 76? No. 77?
A whole lot of them things.
It's 70s. I think it's 77. We can go with 77 right now. That makes sense. I, of course, am your host, Young Wade Aloysius Blogs, a.k.a.
Hold on. Where did Young come from?
Young Aloe. AKA.
That's what we're doing?
Yeah, that's new. That's all my AKAs, man. Mr. Quid Pro Quo, AKA Trillmonger, AKA the.
Wait for it.
Wade Blogs. Joining me as always. Well, not as always, but hey, she's back and we happy to see her.
I'm here with a cold, but hey.
Ari's in the building, y'all. And once again, as always, from parts unknown, G is here.
I'm present.
So it is Memorial Day weekend, and I want to give a precursor before we start the podcast. We're recording the podcast on a Sunday at about 4 o'clock. So if Pusha T drops anything from now to tomorrow, we recorded this podcast before he dropped. So don't get mad at us. All right?
He's had plenty of time to respond.
Yeah. Well, it's Memorial Day weekend. He might be busy.
Nah, fam.
We'll get into that, though. Let's get into what we always get into, the rundown. Starting off with Terrence. The rundown.
Terrence?
Terrence. That's what the T stands for, Terrence. You didn't. Pusha T. Pusha Terrence.
Wow.
He's from here. You know that?
He still sucks.
With that being said, Pusha T, as a lot of you know, dropped his album this weekend. Dropped his album Friday. Daytona. The album was only 7 songs.
Oh, so he's trying to be like Kanye?
Well, that's the good music blueprint now. They've said before all their albums are going to have 7 songs. And it's actually, I have a clip here. That's their thing.
With that.
That's their thing now.
Don't nobody gonna be buying CDs no more. Everybody just be going on Pandora now.
Well, I mean, yeah, nobody physically buys CDs anymore, but all their albums are going to be 7. I have a clip of Push explaining that Kanye's master plan.
Yep.
Can we at least do 10?
Man, 7.
At least 10. Maybe, matter of fact, I take that back. Give me a round number. Let me get 8.
Yeah, I think 10 is the operative number, but they're sticking to 7. So let me play this clip real quick. Shout out to Rod Markman for this clip. He interviewed Push, and he asked Push, why 7? What's up with the number 7?
7 tracks. Yep. The first argument, I was like, man, 7. Yep. Plenty. How are we doing this? Ye was just on 7. He was just like, man, listen, I feel like it's a strong number. I feel like we can get everything we need to get across in 7. It was just about putting your best foot forward and really tearing people's faces off in that short, compact amount of time.
But it's a whole aesthetic. It's the label, all the projects.
Yeah, all the projects that would. Now that is true. His project, my project, Cuddy's project, him and Cuddy's project, Nas's project, Tiana's project.
So yeah, that's a good music thing now. So all their projects are going to be 7 tracks.
First of all, okay.
Go ahead.
Look, first of all, you better hope that you ain't got no whack music on there, because 7 fucking tracks is not even enough. So if 3 of them tracks fucking suck, your whole career is dead and trash, fam.
Well, I think that's the point. They're like, if we can't get you with 7 good songs, then we need to stop making music.
I mean, some of them need to stop making music now, but they're still going. So
I'm curious. I'm curious how that would go with a is that going to be an industry standard? I think that's too low personally. So I remember when Nas dropped his Illmatic, he had 11 tracks, and that people were like, "Oh, it's too short. It's too short."
Standardized tracks to me are about 12 to 15 songs. Well, okay, 12 songs standard.
Yeah, I think a standard, I would say 10 at lowest, and that's like add a skit or two. I mean, 10 music,
Please
not even
don't add a
counting
skit.
skits. You gotta
Nah, them skits be sucking.
Not an intro track or nothing. Like 10 music songs. You know what I mean? To me, that sounds like a good number. And I think G said the same. Like 10 is a solid number.
Yeah, I'm about to say, keep in mind, if I'm not mistaken, Blueprint was 12 songs?
That's a good question.
I didn't mean to say 12 then.
you don't want to agree with G.
I don't associate myself with Jay-Z.
Like 12 songs. And that was, I think that was the first time an album was that short and considered literally to be a classic.
No, Blueprint was 15.
It was 15.
Yeah,
oh, wow. So that was way more than I thought.
So I take out 12 to 15.
I know one of Jay's albums was like 12 songs. It might have been one of the
I'm going with 10
in my lifetime or whatever.
It might have been Reasonable Doubt. How long Reasonable Doubt?
Reasonable Doubt, I think, was 15.
Yeah, you're right. 14. Yeah.
So we're gonna stick with 10.
So roughly my expectation as a fan listening, my expectation as a fan listening. And like I said, Jay has been one of the people who was dropped. In my opinion, shorter albums, but they're consistent and they're good albums. So he was one of the people that dropped better projects but less music. And as I said, I think one of his shortest albums was 12 tracks. So in my opinion, an actual album shouldn't be less than 10. If it's less than 10, I'm considering it an EP.
And that's what a lot of people were saying.
That's my personal opinion, though.
I think 50 even said that was like he's selling y'all the EP for album money. Because that's essentially what an EP is, like 5, 6, 7 songs.
Definitely not an LP.
But
especially, keep in mind that it's been cats putting out EPs that are like 15 tracks.
This is true as well.
So, at this point, let's just get out of defining an LP, EP. It's a project. I'm dropping a project.
See, I understand.
When you're doing albums, when you're doing mixtapes, when you're doing LPs, when you're doing EPs, we damn sure not fucking doing playlists.
See, I get the logic behind it because of the ADD society that we live in. You got to put the music in a short space. I just want to know why they came up with that number 7. Like, I feel like that's not enough. And listening to Push album, it's like 20 minutes long. The whole album is like 20 minutes. So it made me want more. Like, you could have put 2, 3 more songs. Point. I feel that's their point. I understand the logic behind it. Like, everybody's, ADD society that can listen to. It's the opposite of Chris Brown. Chris just dropped 45 fucking songs. Excuse me, didn't say that.
Ooh.
I know, right? I'm tearing up.
Ramadan?
Chris just dropped 45 songs.
Yeah, I'm about to say, ain't it
Yeah. I'm messing up. It's been a rough one. Chris just dropped 45 songs.
Breathe.
And then Push comes and the whole good music gonna drop 7. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna chart. But with enough of that here, out of the 7 songs, what people really want to consider and what people really care about is out of the 7 songs, how many of those are hot? Because the whole point of giving 7 songs is supposed to put all of them supposed to be hot. That's the whole point of it.
I doubt it.
So,
because Kanye's album.
Ari, Wade.
7
songs. How y'all feel? Out of those 7, how y'all feel?
I'm gonna say it's adequate. Like, it wasn't no bad songs, But it wasn't no really, really good songs either. It wasn't like, oh shit, let me play that.
Ooh. Can I get a nickel every time you do that?
No, I'm not supposed to do that. You know that.
I'm just saying, can I get a nickel? Because I probably had some money.
It wasn't nothing that made me jump out and plus replay. It was like, okay, it's a good vibe. Keep it moving.
Okay.
I mean, they're good songs. It just wasn't the standout smash.
Well, my opinion, not many people have been that way lately.
I mean, sometimes you get those songs like, and I hate to compare Push to Jay. Like, okay, like I Got the Keys. That song was a smash. He was like, yeah, I'm banging that. That's it. There wasn't no songs like that. And even just in Push's catalog, he's had smashes before that you want to replay and replay. And this album doesn't have that. It's good music. No pun intended.
I was about to say pun intended.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their point, because at the end of the day, it's not like he's in my top 10 anyway. I'm not saying that he's irrelevant. I'm just saying he's not in my top 10 anyway. So,
well, I think that they're trying to position him for that.
Good luck.
Cause right now in the new breed, the new
they're
generation,
trying to position him for that, and he hasn't even come up with a comeback yet.
Yet, remember, it's still early.
Bruh, he's gonna end up being like Nicki Minaj and wait the shit out.
Nah, I don't think so. I think Push. If I know Push and I don't know,
he's gonna
Push,
piss Virginia off.
He does have the weight of Virginia on him, which is crazy because he's not even a Virginia MC. But you know what I'm saying?
What part?
He's from Virginia Beach.
I was having a conversation about this earlier, and during the conversation, I got called crazy, almost crucified. Oh, you're not really listening. All of this, because my opinion, it's a regular Pusha T album. That's how I felt. Nothing amazing. Nothing stands out. Regular Pusha T album. Me personally, Darkest Before the Dawn, still his best project. I'd rather listen to that than listen to what he just put out.
Yeah, it's a C plus effort.
Said, it's a solid project. It's a solid project. I don't think it's a classic at all.
No, we're not talking like we normally album. No, we're just overall. The art. Oh, we can talk about the art. Yeah, we're gonna get to that in a second. I think that's a part of it too. Maybe we had too much high expectations because of the album art.
The album art was disrespectful.
We'll get to that. We can get to that in a second. That's a part of it too. But like, yeah, G, I just feel like I've said, like you said, and I've heard other people say, if you're a Pusha T fan, this is what you want. If you're just a fan of hip hop, it's okay album. It's okay. It's a C plus album. And it's not knocking nothing from Bush. It's not like saying it's a bad album. It's good, but it's nothing that make me want to play it again. Like, and plus, because of the short runtime, I can listen to the whole album while I'm going to the store. Like,
are you coming to the show?
Yeah, like you can listen to the entire. It's only 20 minutes. Like we can play the album in its entirety and still have an entire show to do. So I don't know if this marketing plan that Good Music is working on by the 7-song track list is actually working for them. Because what I feel is going to make a lot of forgettable projects because it comes in and out of the consciousness so fast. You understand?
Yeah.
Like example again with Chris, 45 songs. I still haven't listened to the whole album. It's 45 songs. I listened to Push album like 5 times already, and I'm done with it. Like, yeah. Like I'm probably not gonna listen to it again.
Like, just like you said, bro. Like at the end of the day, is if you listen to Push and you know what Push normally does, that's what you expect from him. And during the conversation that I was having earlier that I mentioned, is he stayed in his lane, and that's what that was. I was like, Darkest Before the Dawn, he was on the edge of pushing past what I consider to be his glass ceiling. Everybody already knows Push, talk drugs and money. We expect that from him. So when it gets to a point that the growth is pushing past just talking about that or even talking about that and relating it more so. Not saying he doesn't do this, but more so to regular life and relatability to, Joe Schmo that's working a corporate 9 to 5. When you're talking drug talk to the point that he can relate to it just off of the grind and the aspect and, just not want to do it on a regular basis, then that's where the growth comes in. I feel like on Darkest Before Dawn, he was right there on that edge of pushing it to that limit. And it was funny, the individual I was having a conversation, well, I'm not going to keep saying the individual. Shout out to Silk. It was a friend of the show. Me and him was having a conversation about it. And he was calling me crazy because I was like, yeah, I wasn't really impressed by the album. And he was like, why not? And that's basically what I told him. Like, Push gave me what I expect from him. It's a run-of-the-mill Pusha T album. And it's growth that's supposed to be in each individual project. And again, like I said, Darkest Before Dawn, his growth showed. And in the words of Silk, he tried on that project to step out of his box. It wasn't well received. It didn't, do the numbers. So he reverted back to, what he sells well. And I was like, that's the problem. I said, so he went back into his box. He has a glass ceiling. Everybody expects certain content from Push. So him stepping outside of it, people don't know how to receive it. But if he's growing as a man and as an artist, he has to push those boundaries and push those limits. People aren't going to accept it right away. Nobody accepts change right away. Well, once you consistently give them that, they have no choice to.
Yeah, it was
my opinion.
No.
They gonna crucify me, but it is what it is.
I'm seeing a lot of Pusha T fans, of course, that love the album because it's Push. But like I said, and you said, I've heard other people say as well, just music fans. It's just an album.
Yeah, but the Redskins have fans.
Huh?
Yeah, he's not the greatest to me. I'm sorry.
I think, like I said, they're trying to position him to put into that argument of the Drake, JCole, Kendrick. They're trying to put Push in that argument. And we had this discussion on the show before. Like, why isn't he in that discussion?
Because he can't hang.
Because I think this album shows why he's not in that discussion.
Because he can't hang.
He can rap.
I mean, I'm not saying he can't rap, but he just can't hang.
This album, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I wanted more.
I mean, I heard 2 songs maybe, and then I was just like, I'm not gonna listen to the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good album. It's nothing stand out about it. Like, you put it on one time, you can put it on in the background.
I expected it to go harder because of the disrespectful album art.
And let's get to that. Let's get to the disrespectfulness of the album art. For those who don't know, and I'm sure at this point everyone does know, the album art, Pusha T's album Daytona, is an actual picture of Whitney Houston's bathroom when she was going through her
at the height of her drug.
Yeah, her the coke rumors.
Phase.
Yeah. I don't know how to put that best way politically correct.
Her drug phase.
It was said that, and let's see. Entertainment Weekly caught up with Push and asked him why he chose that cover. He said, and I quote,
"God,
I felt I should do a Push accent. Do I have a Push accent?
I don't know.
I don't have a. I can't think of it. I feel like I say you at the end of it. Yeah.
No, please don't.
Okay, anyway. I feel like the cover represented an organized chaos. The energy of the album is a bit chaotic, but it's all in place. And looking at the cover, I'm sure whoever frequents that bathroom or that area knew exactly whatever they wanted to find and knew where it was at.
But he could have gone to a ghetto and took a picture.
Well,
he didn't have to use something so personal and somebody who is not even here to defend themselves. Nor if she was here right now, I bet you he wouldn't use it.
But I think this is the whole Kanye thing, because as we heard, Kanye likes press buttons.
Kanye.
So Kanye's like, I'm gonna do this because it's gonna press buttons.
But what's the point? After you press the buttons, it's you gotta think about the aftermath. After you press those buttons, how many people are behind you, man? Just to make a fucking sale? Like, that's not cool. You disrespecting her family. Like, that's like people dying. Like, you see so many Facebook videos and somebody ends up using the background to Kanika's picture. Bruh, that's too much.
Yeah.
You doing too much, fam.
And his family.
And I expected the album to be like, if you gonna come up with an album cover like that, fam, you might as well back that shit up with something hot.
Yeah.
There has to be a reason that you're really doing that. Because if somebody did that shit to my family's not here. Now, she didn't, I'm not going to say she didn't have support. It was the height of her drug phase. But why would you, yes, it's aired for everybody to see, but nobody need to go back to that. Like, are we going to use Left Eye's crash picture? Like,
exactly. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
You have a very valid point.
Like, some of that stuff should be untouched.
And
I don't care how much you pay for it.
Whitney Houston's cousin has criticized it and said it's a disgusting publicity stunt.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she's gone right now. I'm pretty sure they miss her, and they don't need to be reminded of a time in her life that was really hard. She's not here.
Exactly.
It's like, there's certain lines that you should not cross, in hip-hop especially, but there's certain lines, period, between person to person that you should not cross. He's crossing them for money.
Well, like he said, it's a publicity stunt. Kanye paid $85,000 for the picture, apparently. And her cousin, Damon Elliott, I want to make sure I credit him. He told People magazine that I've watched a train wreck happen, but I didn't think he'd go this far in invading someone's family's privacy.
Where did he buy it from?
It doesn't say.
Because that would be my next question. Or did you clear it with family?
That's the question that I want to know. Like, who had the image for Ye to buy it from? That's really what I want to know.
And then on top of that, did you talk to family?
I'm sure he
did.
did.
So outrageous. And then, his bankruptcy and all of that has been well documented. But you got $85,000 spent on the picture.
It's a clip I have.
When in all honesty, you could have staged the picture.
Exactly.
You could have what?
Staged it. He could have made up another picture to look like that, or made up.
Yeah, you could have just went ahead and staged it. You could have just recreated the bathroom or something similar.
Going back to that
the picture yourself.
The $85,000 remark. It's like you put that much money into an album, but the album is not worth $80,000.
They already had sat down, taken pictures. Him, Ye, and a collective group of other people had sat down and taken pictures, agreed on the images, and then at the last minute, Ye has this idea: let's use Whitney's bathroom.
I think it's distasteful, but Push has said himself that Ye likes to push buttons. Ye does this to get people riled up. I think I have that clip when he actually said, "This is what Ye enjoys. This is what he does." Let me. Yeah, here's the clip right here. Give me 1 second. Let's cue that clip up.
Oh, what would Meek do?
Originally, I had heard the early version.
Right.
What was it? How do you respond?
Right.
Is now what we now know as what will Meek do. So Kanye starts off. I'm hearing it is crazy, and then Kanye's verse coming, and I hear poop, scoop, and I'm like, oh, what? Are we going hit on a Pusha T album?
Yo, man.
What was your reaction when you heard the? And then he goes in and he starts actually like really rhyming.
Listen to this part coming up,
What
y'all.
was your reaction with the, when you first just heard Poop Scoop on your record?
It was hilarious to me. You have to understand, man, he gets a kick out of all of the chaos that he causes.
So Kanye's whole thing is just to fuck with people. Scarp. Mess with people.
Whoa.
I'm doing horrible. So with knowing that and knowing Kanye's history, I'm looking at Kanye a little differently on top of that he just wants to mess with people. He just does things to mess with people. So yeah, I'm not paying him any attention. But overall, as far as the album is concerned, like I said, I give it maybe a C+, maybe or a B-, a C+. It's a good Pusha T album, but I wouldn't say it's a good total album. Just was an average album.
Right.
I second that.
But if you're a Pusha T fan, it's exactly what you want. But if you're new into Pusha T, if you're just listening to hip hop, you might be like, okay, this is cool. But if you're a fan of Push,
it's not going to be to the point where it's just like it's argued about in his discography or the best album of the year. And sad to say, already people have been like, "Oh, this is the best album of 2018." No, it's fucking not. It's not.
People always jump to conclusions anyway. And then
we haven't even stepped into really the middle of 2018 yet. What you mean?
And Nas is still coming. So
exactly, people are already saying this is the best album of the year.
What? My birthday hasn't even happened yet in the middle of the damn year.
Not even because it's 7 songs. Let me not get that misconstrued. It's not. The content is not enough to be the best album of the year. As of right now, I haven't heard a hip hop album better than Cole's this year.
Well, that Black Thought album is coming, but I'm sure we'll get to that a little later.
Yeah, see, and as Ari said, we still got more year to go. But as of right now, today, I haven't heard a best hip hop album better than JCole. Now, what happens for the rest of the year, I may have to retract that statement. But as of right now, Pusha T album is not the best album of the year.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Sean Puffy Combs, Diddy, you're wrong.
Well, you know,
he already called the album a classic.
You know, Puff be on that.
That's a classic.
It's we're so caught up in the moment of labeling everything a classic these days. It's a good album, but not a classic.
It's a good album. It's a good Pusha T album. It's a good Pusha T album.
Push.
Yeah, Pusher. I enunciated.
Pusher.
Yeah, so I mean,
Pusher.
Like I said, it's a good album.
Of course, I know I'm gonna get crucified in the comments because everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that's hometown, this, that, and the third." Look, I'm gonna call a spade a spade. Like, if the album's, regular or is average, it is what it is. I don't care who album it is. I don't care if it's on my own team.
Well, here's the thing.
Album is average.
That's a conversation. I don't want to kick a man when he's down because he is down right now. But that's a conversation I've had as well this weekend. That Push is from Virginia, so we're supposed to support him. But then the question is Push a Virginia MC or is he from Virginia? There's a big difference.
From VA.
There's a big difference, and we'll have that discussion later. And then Push, I invite you to the show if you're listening out there, because something tells me you're going to hear this. I invite you to the show. We had a discussion on the show. I'm not going to kick you while you're down right now, but I've had this discussion all weekend that he's a Virginia MC and not an MC from Virginia. He's not a Virginia MC. He's an MC from Virginia, so that's a difference. It's a big difference, but. He's still showing he's going to post what first week sales are projected to be at 75,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
But they did say the streaming numbers, because of the low number of tracks on the album, is hurting the streaming numbers. So I think that's, like I said before, I think that's going to backfire on good music. Now, one thing that did stand out on the album was the track Infrared. And you may have seen this clip by now, Uncarnation. I'm sure you've heard the track. You've probably seen the clips online when Push is basically going directly at Drake. He's not saying Drake's name. Of course he's not. They don't do that anymore. But he's alluding to things that we know he's talking about Drake. He calls out Quentin, and we all know the Quentin Miller situation. And Push, of course, sat down with 1,000 people and talked about this. He's on his press run right now. Let me see if I can pull that clip up here, where he alludes to, and we all know the situation. Well, for those who don't know the situation, it kind of goes back a few years. Let me go play that once again. Shout out to Rob Martman. That's the homie, so shout out to him.
I gotta talk to you about, man. I'd be remiss that we get all the way through the project and then
when I got the beat and the sample, I was like, oh, okay. This is where this is supposed to go.
You know, not even to dance around it. I mean, Drake, it was about maybe 2 years ago, 2 birds, 1 stone. Right. And everybody was under the impression that he was talking about you. And
yeah, everybody felt the 2 birds, 1 stone. That was Pusha T, Cuddy Ames, so on and so forth. And that was fine. I felt like, okay, I can't have an argument about how real I am. It's just, you know, if it's rap, let's let it be that. And I mean, I'm just speaking my truth on this. I mean, I don't think it's anything disputable.
So, 2 birds, 1 stone. If you want to go back to it, Drake took aim at a lot of rappers. He felt like he was coming at his quote unquote crown. Infrared. As far as disses goes, it's a cool diss. Forgive me, I spent time in California. I know that. West Coast all here. When I feel like when somebody disses somebody, they should say their name. That's just me personally. Even if you know who they're talking about, you should still. If I have the heart to write a song about you, I should have the heart to say your name. That's just my opinion personally. I've always felt that way. It's a cool diss. It wasn't even like a diss. It was like a chin check. Like, I'm just gonna put this out there and let's see what happens. Push released his album when? Friday? Thursday, Friday, we'll say. And apparently, Aubrey was ready. I feel like he had that in the tuck somewhere. I feel like he had that track made. You don't think he had it already? I had to call him Aubrey. I had to call him his name. Aubrey was ready for him. So Aubrey released a track. What's the name of the track?
What was the post I saw? He responded to him in less than 1 business day.
Yeah, in less than 1 business day, Aubrey responded. Let me stop calling him Aubrey.
And the other post that I saw was how you catch smoke from arguably the largest thing in music on the day your album releases.
That's a fact.
Now, with that being a point, let's run back to the history of hip-hop and disses. Who else, if anybody, has ever responded that quick on top of the diss? Like,
you know,
your album just dropped. The song that can fuck it. The song that's about him is on there.
Yeah.
And the same day the album drops, the diss drops too.
Well, I've saw this discussion, and I have to toot my hometown horn because Yuck Mouth, 50 Cent and G Unit diss Yuck Mouth, right? Back in the day. Yuck responded 4 hours later. So that was the fastest response I've ever seen in my life. But aside that, y'all, most unconditioned don't know about that. But check it out. It happened. Yuck Mouth did it back in G Unit heyday. Let me look this up really fast. Yuck did it back. Game Over. The track was called Game Over. We did this game in G Unit. This was like 4 hours. It took like 4 hours to respond. Drizzy took a whole day, so I'm not mad at that because it was a I don't want to say it's a good diss because we've heard better from Drake. And keep in mind, I'm not comparing Duppy. It's called Duppy Freestyle. I'm not comparing that to Hit 'Em Up or nothing. I'm just comparing it to other shit we've heard from Drake.
First off, fuck your bitch and the click you claim.
Yeah, that's greatest this song of all time. You could never go over that. I'm not comparing it to either. I'm just. It's more like if we're looking at Drake's beefs, it's more like this is the jab. You know, if you remember when he beefed with Meek, Charged Up, was it Charged Up? That was first, and then came
Charged Up was first,
and then came back to back. Then came the Haymaker. So I feel like this is the jab. I feel like this is Charged Up.
But see, this is the thing that a lot of people forget with what's going on with Push and Drake right now is they've been jabbing or sparring, however you want to call it, or just taking shots at each other for a couple years.
This is true.
Like on the Two Birds, One Stone that Drake put out, that had Push, shots in it. So now we get into the meat and potatoes of the meal. All that training and jabbing back and forth and sparring with somebody. Like at the end of the day, when you spar with somebody, it's supposed to be with somebody that's better than you to make you better. That's what the sparring is about. I'm jabbing at somebody that can ultimately kick my ass. So if I got to get my ass kicked for me to get better, then that's just what it is.
To me,
so is this legitimately how y'all feel that this situation is going? Like,
I feel like
who's jabbing at who to get better is the question.
I don't think Push by far is a better MC. By far, I don't think that's a question. But I think at this point, Drake's the better artist, and there's a unconditioned. There's a differentiation between the two, and I hope y'all understand what I'm saying.
Nah, they won't crucify you for that.
They probably will, but I think the educated listeners will know what I'm saying. Like bar for bar, what's the analogy? If you put Push and Drake in front of each other, 8 Mile style, Push will win every time. However, that doesn't happen. They have songs go at each other. And like I said before, looking at Drake's history, I can only judge Drake off of Drake. Looking at his history, Duppy, however you pronounce it, this song is a jab. The Haymaker is coming. He's waiting. The Haymaker is coming. And as of right now, we haven't heard from Push, but it's a long weekend.
And that brings me to another conversation I had with another fellow participant of the show. Shout out to the homie Nate.
We all
was having a conversation about it. He's just like, how much, like, Push ain't got no ammo for the most part to go at Drake.
Well, you never know.
Drake has ammo to go at Push as far as what's documented, as far as how much he talks about selling and moving weight. But it's documents, his paperwork that, you know, people snitched and, you know, so on and so forth of who was moving what and who was ahead of him, so on and so forth. I'm paraphrasing. But unless Push really got something that we don't know about in regards to Drake, what's going to happen? Like, how much ammo literally do they have to go at each other?
Well, just like
I'm going to say, oh yeah, you rap about moving weight, this and the third, whoop, and you weren't really doing that. I've heard people in Virginia say that about Push.
Oh, I know.
So
let me shut my mouth up.
So that's neither here nor there. Like, that's for lack of a better phrase, that's a common flaw with Push's rhyme scheme or his persona. Push is going to talk about how Drake don't write his own rhymes and, you know, other people write it and he's just a voice. Meek did that in their battle. We all know that. It's common knowledge. So how much ammo do they really have to trade blows with each other at this point? That's what... It was a question that was posed to me from the homie Nate, and, like, actually, when I thought about it, I was like, yeah, like, at the end of the day, how much ammo do they really have outside of what we already know about both artists?
Well,
what are you going to say?
I'm sure there's ammo because just like how Drake pulled out the whole Virginia Williams line, nobody really knew who that was until, you know what I mean? So I'm sure there's bars that we don't know, there's things we don't know that they can use against each other. But I think the initial filling out, like I said, it's a boxing match. In the first round, it's a filling out. You know, you're jabbing. I think that we've passed that point now. It's time for us to get to the real diss. It's time for us to get to the hit 'em ups, the no Vaselines, the ethers. It's time to get to those. These here are jabs, and that's cool. You jab to start a fight. But it's time to get to the real shit. The real stuff.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Because the ball is in Push's court at this point.
This is true. Because Drake has already dropped another song. He's dropped the regular song.
Yeah, he dropped the infrared joint. Drake responded. So the crazy thing is, his whole weekend, his whole Memorial Day weekend, his whole album sale weekend is now overshadowed by the fact that Drake dissed you.
So let's do this. Over under. Do you think Push respond before Tuesday? Before Memorial Day weekend is over with?
No, I don't think Push is going to respond before Memorial Day weekend is over.
I don't think so either. I think he's going to respond on Tuesday. I think Tuesday he'll be like, yo, the weekend's over, nail back to business, yeah, and drop a bunch of balls.
I'll say this. If he lets a whole week go by...
Oh, he can't do that. He can't.
If he lets a whole... If Friday comes and I ain't heard no response, I ain't talking about IG Live, I ain't talking about no interviews, I'm talking about if I ain't heard a song released, something that I can stream, something that I can put on repeat, in response to that, he lost. And I'm going to be very fucking disappointed.
I think Push is too much of an MC to do that. But we've seen it happen before. We thought Meek would do better, but you know, we'll see what happens. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. You saw. Yeah, exactly.
Somebody said Drake is racist, and I'm gonna tell you why they said this. Listen. Here's the validity to this theory, and I had to think about it. Okay, Drake responded to Meek and Push, right? Right. He didn't respond to Joe Budden. He didn't respond to Common. Some
So
color.
he don't fuck with light skinned niggas.
Exactly. He only beef with dark skinned dudes. I see how you do, Dre. It's some colorism going on. Cause Joe called him out for Joe called him out. He didn't respond to Joe. Soon as
Alright.
come on now. Now hold on. Joe is a credible MC.
I was about to say this really gonna get me crucified.
Oh, here we go.
This really gonna get me crucified. Drake didn't want that smoke with Joe. He can handle that smoke with Push. He ain't want that smoke with Joe.
Ooh, they about to kill you. They about to, yo, I don't.
The words expressed right now of G Li have nothing to do with Ari and Wade, but MC wise, lyrical prowess, Joe is a step above Push. I said it. Drake didn't want that smoke with Joe. I said it. He can handle dancing with Push. Not saying Push is a subpar artist. Please don't misconstrue that at all. Please don't do that. Because that's not what I'm saying. But lyrical prowess, Joe and Push are in two different categories. He want that smoke with Joe, he'll take that smoke with Push.
Okay, well,
Just like he don't want that smoke with Kendrick. He don't want that smoke with Cole. He'll take that smoke with me. He'll take that smoke with Push. He don't want it with the other one. I said it. G Li said it. Wade ain't say it. Ari ain't say it. They ain't weighing in on it. Don't crucify him. If you want to say something in the comments, say something to me about it. I said it.
well, I can't wait to see what happens. And I think this week is going to be a very interesting week in hip hop. Well, let's continue on with the rundown. We talked about this for like the last hour. The whole show is about Push.
Literally.
Next on the rundown, we talked about this last week. The rundown. We talked about this last week. Spotify and all the other streaming companies, Apple, Pandora, blah, 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 woo, they all took R. Kelly off all the playlists. Like, won't actively promoting R. Kelly's music. But you could still stream R. Kelly. You just had to go find his album. You had to go search for it. Well, reports have come out that since the ban from Spotify, his streaming numbers have actually increased. So people out there like, oh, I'm going to support R. Kelly. I'm going to stream his music. So what was the point in the first place? This is ridiculous for Spotify to do this because you see the effect of it. People are they're still listening to his music. The only way you can ban or make this policy effective is to take him off Spotify totally. But they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because it makes money for them.
Of course not. Of course not.
And then
they'll lose entirely too much money if they do that.
And then
it was already a slippery slope for them announcing that this is their new policy and they're not going to put, him in the playlist and the algorithm that causes his music to come up. It was already a slippery slope saying that, him and XX Tentacion.
Yeah.
So for you to say you're not going to include them in that, as we saw through the past couple of weeks, people was just like, all right, well, you going to take this person off? You want to take this person off? You want to take this person off? Because they base their policy was pretty much, from my understanding, anybody who had allegations.
Right.
It wasn't anything that was confirmed, anybody who did jail time, anybody found guilty of anything. It was just allegations.
And I think
you're a celebrity, not even just in the music industry. You're a celebrity. People are always going to make allegations because when they see you, they see dollar signs.
Exactly. And we talked about that. It's such a slippery slope. I would rather, if they're going to have this policy, at least say we're removing their music because they've been convicted of a crime. Then I could stand by that. You know what I mean? Even if the crime was somewhat flaky, they have a legitimate base. What they're really saying is that we feel like we don't want to support this person, so let's take them off. And I don't support R. Kelly in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But this, like I said last week, it's a stupid and it's a slippery slope. And to that point, the homie Kendrick K-Dot also agreed with that and threatened Spotify to remove his music. He said, "I'm taking my music off because it's a slippery slope. Y'all just arbitrarily said we want to take this person off because of so and so and so and so, when everybody has accusations." I mean, they accuse Pac of rape.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean? It's a very slippery slope, and we're going to keep our eye on it because I know more things are going to happen with it. But I'm sure if Kendrick says, "I'm taking my music off," Spotify is going to say, "Oh, okay, let's fix this." Because Kendrick's the king right now.
Yeah, see, and that's the slippery slope we keep talking about. Like, at the end of the day, you're limiting the amount of music that you plan to carry. And then, at the same token, any artist across whatever genre has had any allegation, you're supposed, by their policy as it stood, you're supposed to say, take their music off as well. That's not just hip hop; it's hip hop, jazz, R&B, country, soul, like whatever. Because we can, like, the hip hop headlines are making news as far as Spotify removing it. But like, let's keep it 100. Like, Spotify is home to a lot of artists across many genres that unfortunately have had a lot of allegations. But the only ones that's making headlines is R. Kelly and XXXTentacion.
You gotta think about, like, even older artists like James Brown. You know what I mean? When there's accusations against him, Chuck Berry. I mean, it's throughout history. It's just not a hip hop thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so it's basically like everything starts from that. We're not backdating whoever's already on there.
Yeah, but then
it's on there, and we're not gonna change it. But anybody who's going forward trying to put something on, the policy is in place for you.
It's a arbitrary system that is going to fail, and I'll say that it's going to fail. What they're trying to do is going to fail. I want to continue on with the rundown because we're running out of time here. And something that's new in hip hop, and I actually like it. I hated the interview, but I like the direction. JCole actually interviewed Lil Pump. For those of you who don't know, Lil Pump and JCole have been at kind of a I don't want to say a beef because it makes it sound real harsh. They've been in a situation.
Yeah, they had a misunderstanding.
There you go.
Go with that.
They exchanged words.
Yeah.
Lil Pump.
An aggressive discussion.
Exactly. Lil Pump is famous at this point for one of the artists that was screaming "fuck J. Cole." I was just keep reset. And J. Cole, the song 1985 of KOD was basically not just addressing. Well, most people thought it was talking to Lil Pump, and just talking about, you know, giving, to me, it was giving big brother advice, because I can't say father son advice because of the age difference, but it's like giving big brother advice. So since then, since KOD has dropped, Lil Pump and J. Cole have gone on record saying they don't have any issue with each other, no beef, blah, 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 blah. So it was set up, and forgive me, I forgot who set up the interview, where J. Cole actually sat down and interviewed Lil Pump. The video is on Uncut Magazine. It's about an hour long. Make sure you check it out. It's a very interesting interview. Shameless plug. And the overall vibe to me was that of a big brother talking to his little brother. It wasn't an interview. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't like I hate you. It wasn't none of that. It was just like, listen, little man, let me talk to you about something. And let me see where your head is at. Let me see where you vibing at so we can get this together.
This was the most difficult interview to ever try to watch.
One thing, and I'm gonna be honest with you, G, because I know you're gonna say it as well, but I didn't watch the entire interview. One thing
I didn't watch the entire interview. I couldn't.
One thing that I didn't know that I did watch is that Lil Pump isn't black.
You didn't know that?
No,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
Sorry, you didn't know that?
I didn't know. No, I didn't know he's black. He's not black. So
no, he's not.
And that's what he kind of pointed that out to JCole, because in KOD in 1985, Cole was saying like, they love to see a black man do this, and I want a black man to get rich. And Lil Pump was like, yo, I'm not even black. Like he said it, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm not even black, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that was his point. So it's kind of a different. You look at it differently now. But that part blew Jake. He's like, oh, I didn't know you weren't even black. So it's a different thing.
I'll be honest. I don't think I got past 20 minutes into the interview.
It's a tough interview because if you have little brothers or younger siblings in that age bracket, that's why I feel that way.
To punch them in their face.
Exactly. You get that feeling like you want to shut up and sit down and try and talk to you. Like, I'm trying to talk to you, shut up and sit down. But it's like kids are, I guess, days.
Because literally Lil Pump is sitting there the whole time, like, kind of smirking and smiling, like, just got the face on, like, I don't know what the fuck this nigga talking about, and I don't care what he talking about. I'm just gonna keep sipping. Exactly.
He had no interest in being there. He just was there.
Yeah, and Cole was like literally bearing his soul. Like this was this was that, and Cole had to like give him questions, like ask questions to like pull more information out of him off of a basic question. Like when he was like, when did you start rapping, or why did you start rapping? I mean, it is a closed-ended question, but that turned into probably about 5 minutes of questions because Lil Pump was just like, yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
my man told me. My man was freestyling. I started freestyling with him. He told me I should record it. And it's just like, all right, next question. But the shit that made it so awkward is because Cole addressed his question first, and Cole is like giving like the life story. Like Cole is like from 6 years old. This is the third, Cole, and then Lil Pump is like, yeah, probably about 2 years ago.
Yeah, because he's a kid, so it doesn't mean that much to him.
Exactly, and that's where I really was like, wow, it's like I appreciate Cole for taking the time to try to do the interview to, I guess, bridge the gap between, what we know as hip-hop versus mumble rap and try to, find a common ground or understanding. But when that conversation happened, that let me know it's not nothing about bridging the gap. It's just two different generations that look at music two different ways. Like Cole said, he started rapping when he was around about 6 years old. Lil Pump was like, yeah, I started rapping 2 years ago. I started rapping when I was 15. I'm 17.
It's an insightful interview. I think if you don't have, like I said, if you don't have little brothers or younger family members in that bracket, it's an insightful interview to see how those people interact. But overall, for me, I just got the impression like he's a little kid. He's still a little kid. But check it out. It's on uncutmagazine.net or anywhere else. Go check it out for sure. Shameless plug. I did want to mention real fast before we get to what's streaming with G. J-Rock announced his new album Redemption. Black Thought and Ninth Wonder have a new album coming out next week. So June 1st, if you're hearing this on a later date, June 1st, Black Thought and Ninth Wonder have announced a joint project coming out. Make sure you hear that. Since we're running,
all of streaming.
Yeah. So make sure you get that because that's going to be.
It ain't even out yet, and that's streaming.
That's going to be phenomenal. So G, let's go ahead and go with what's streaming with you right now. What do we have streaming this week?
I mean, of course, regardless of my opinions about it, I'm still streaming Push album. Audio Push, Melange, the new ASAP Rocky.
That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I feel bad for ASAP.
Because of what's going on with Push and Drake.
Exactly.
ASAP Rocky dropped a new project called Testing. Planet Asia. Man, some music. I'm go ahead and let that rock this week. The homie G-Eazy got a new EP out called The Vault. Ziggy Marley, Rebellion Rises. I want to see what this Rihanna Essential sound like. And then there's an artist called Jessie J, female artist that dropped the EP, but her approach to it, she dropped 4 different EPs at the same time. Each EP is based off the title of the EP. The title of the EP is called Rose, and it's an acronym, which is Realizations, Obsessions, Sex, and Empowerment. Each EP has that focus.
So essentially a quadruple CD just broke up into EPs.
Yeah.
Clever.
So I'm gonna let that stream this week, see what she rocking with, see how she doing, see how she sound.
Okay.
But now we get to my favorite part of the show, because Ari be putting me on. Ari be putting me on songs that I ain't never heard before, probably would never listen to. I'm still stuck on some stuff from like 10 episodes ago.
So, and that's why Ari does this, because like I said, if I did it, I would just play Pac every week and y'all get sick of me. But
we can't do Pac all the time.
I would do Pac all the time. But Ari does have a new selection for us. So what do you have for us this week, Ari?
God.
Word.
Sorry, you guys. I'm still getting over a cold. The artist is called Bazzi.
Bazzi.
And the song is called Mine. Even though, well, can you just say mine? Because I feel like I'm fucking it up.
Yeah, it's mine.
There you go.
M-I-N-E?
Yeah.
Okay.
That.
The link will be in the description as always. So this is once again Bazzi with Mine.
All right.
Too much of Hennessy. Just gonna tell you how I feel. Look. You so fucking precious when you smile. Yeah. Hit it from the back and drive you wild. Yeah. Girl, I lose myself up in those eyes. I just had to let you know you're mine. Hands on your body, I don't wanna waste no time. Feels like forever, even if forever's tonight. Just lay with me, waste this night away with me. You're mine. I can look away, I just gotta say, I'm so fucking happy you're alive. Yeah. Swear to God I'm down. If you down, all you gotta say is right. Yeah. Girl, anything I could do just to make you feel alright. Oh, I just just had to let you know you're fine. Running circles around my mind. Even when it's rainy, all you ever do is shine. You on fire, you a star just like Mariah. Man, this feel incredible, I'll turn you to a bride. You're mine. Hands on your body, I don't wanna waste your time. Feels like forever, even if forever's tonight. Just lay with me, waste this night away with me. You're mine. I can look away, I just gotta say.
That was Bazzi.
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 B-A-Z-Z-I.
Bazzi with Mine on the Words with Wade podcast.
Bruh. You alright?
Yeah, just
Oh.
yeah. That was odd. So yeah, that's the show for the week, episode 77. It should be up real soon. And in case
This
Pusha,
time.
yeah, I know, right? In case Pusha does put something out, remember we did the show first. So don't come into my comments saying why you ain't talking about pushing this song. Especially because we're Virginia podcast, they expect us to talk about this.
We're gonna have to, yeah.
Yeah. So, give out social media and get out of here. It's a beautiful weekend, Memorial Day weekend. Y'all be safe out there. Enjoy yourselves.
You're gonna have to repeat after me though, because my ends and my M's are kind of fucked up.
It's not a problem. Matter of fact, I got you.
If
Ari
you know my social media,
I know your social
oh
media.
shit!
I know some of it.
Okay, there we go. Okay.
Ari's social media, since Ari has a code. Social media, you can follow her on Instagram at honey_dip. Replace the E's with 3's.
Underscore in the middle.
Underscore in the middle. That's a Snapchat is the same
It's
thing.
the same
right?
thing.
And yeah, all the same thing. Facebook is Lady Ari, first name, one word, last name Anderson. See, I got you.
Yeah,
Boom.
that's it.
I got you. Make sure you follow the page, Words with Wade, on all social media, Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter.
Y'all should really comment about the show so I can read it.
Yes.
Y'all must not like hearing me talk.
Don't forget, leave your comments in iTunes and even Google Play. Comments, even SoundCloud. Make sure you leave your 5 stars. If y'all haven't noticed, when people do comment on the SoundCloud, I do respond. So if you want to talk to us like directly, I respond to all SoundCloud.
He does, not me.
Yeah, I do. That is me. If you iTunes, leave 5 stars and a comment. Ari will read it online.
And follow you.
And we'll follow you. And if you have a song you want us to play or you want Ari to play, email it at wordswithwade@gmail.com. Make sure you put Ari in the subject.
Even your favorite song. You know what? We should start doing that too. Even your favorite song. If it's your favorite song and you know that nobody else listens to it, I'll give it a gander. If it's really good, I'll put it on the show.
Yeah, if it's an unknown song, you know, like an artist a lot of people know, and you want to put us on to it, send it to us. We might like it.
Yeah.
We'll shout you out for it too.
I mean, I like all types of different music, so 9 times out of 10, it probably will be on the show.
Yeah.
Just, y'all entrepreneurs out there talking about drugs and booty rubs. Nah, y'all can go.
Drugs and Booty Rubs, the name of my new album, Drugs and Booty
Drugs
Rubs.
and booty rubs.
What else? It was something else I want to say.
We gonna talk about Deadpool next time?
We will talk about Deadpool next week. I try to wait a week after the movie, so it won't be no spoilers. We'll talk about Deadpool next week. Infinity War was awesome.
Awesome and not awesome. It took a piece of my soul.
Took a piece of your soul.
Like when he was, all right, when some stuff was disappearing at the end, my soul went with it.
Mr. Slock, I don't feel so good.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
that's why I'm sick, because
Yeah.
I'm disappearing.
Here's the funny thing, right? So, minor spoiler. I've been calling my children the daughter of Thanos.
So she's gonna die? That's horrible.
No. Like, what? Yeah. I call my youngest little one. I'm like, look, come here, little one. She's like, Dad, don't do that. Because he had 2 daughters. I have 2 daughters. Anyway, G, give out your social media.
I'm not. They don't follow me. They don't care.
Here you
That's
go.
what's up. Y'all can't be making me laugh. I call.
_G_LI, Instagram, Twitter, AGR.G, Facebook. Oh, no, I'm sorry. AGR.G, Snapchat. AGR.GLI, Facebook. Yep. Make sure you're checking out the website. Shout out to Bill's new video premiering on the 30th of this month for the deposit. Shout out to Justice for Inner City Kids for shooting that. It's more on the way.
And as far as for me is concerned, of course, it's the
Wade Blogs.
Wade Blogs on everything. Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, everything. The Wade Blogs. Spell it like it sounds. Don't try to be fancy.
Do not spell it like it sounds. THE.
That's it.
D is like THEE, bro.
Okay, so THE. Wade Blogs, my name. Very simple, very easy. I'm everywhere. Yeah, just Google me.
We're Googleable.
We are definitely Googleable. Don't forget to follow us on iHeart. We're Googleable. iHeartRadio, we're up there too. We everywhere.
iHeartRadio, bitch. Oh, sorry. Well, I can say it for you, bitches.
You can definitely say that for me.
There we go.
Ramadan Kareem to everyone out there as well. I think that's it. That's everything.
Yeah. I mean, until next time, you know, this is my favorite part, even though it's kind of ironic.
It is ironic. All right, so let's do it. As always. You may You may agree with what we say. You may not agree with what we say.
Okay.
But one thing you can agree with.
What's that?
We keep it uncut.
Uncut.
Until next time, we'll catch you on the internet.
Chia.
Chill.
Thanks for listening to the Words with Wade podcast. Make sure you follow us online using the hashtag WordsWithWade.